Okay, Francis, as a senior academy officer, right? I know you observe my lessons, but I also know you go around to other schools to observe lessons. So all these times you go around and observe.
Yeah.
What are the 3 key takeaways you have?
I went to many schools and observed many different teachers' lesson, and then we try out many things. For example, we try AI, we try EdTech, we try IBL, GCA, and all the inclusive PE method. I realized we keep going back to is the very, very fundamental. What I mean by fundamental is so fundamental that how we talk to the students. Okay, for example, I want to try GCA. GCA, normally we start with a game. Then after that, after the game, we ask questions, right?
Yeah.
But what I noticed that is a lot of teachers, including me last time, we can't even get the student to be really motivated in the game. And then you see some students, they dominate the game.
Yeah.
Some students, they are so afraid of making mistakes, then they just stand out there, not doing anything. You just let the more better players do all the work.
Yeah.
Then after the game, we still ask them a question. So already they are unmotivated in the game. Then we ask them some question which they don't even know how to answer. Then you see everybody very quiet, not motivated to answer. So after a while, I realized that we can try all the methods. NLP lah, GCA lah, EdTech, whatever. If the students are not even motivated to begin with, right, we can forget about all this strategy. So that's why we always, when I observe lesson, we always tend to go back to the very basic thing like classroom management, motivation, how to talk to the students. And that leads me to the second thing that I learned, that is connection before correction. And I realized that teachers who can motivate the students always try their best to make connection. When I say connection, right, I mean explaining the intent of the lesson, explaining why we do this task, why we do that task, what's the purpose of PE lesson, what's the purpose of learning basketball, volleyball. Because if the students cannot understand the rationale, right, they will be unmotivated one.
Yeah.
Like you, when I watch your lesson, you always explain, you always make sure the student understand why must differentiate instruction, why must have different station, why must you do peer coaching. Like the teacher will spend that extra time to explain to the students. And the third thing I learned from observing so many lessons is actually all this, how we motivate students, how we explain to students, right? There's always room for improvement. You will never ever become perfect. There's always a better way to say something. When you focus on improving the way we say things, the way we help students to connect to the intent of the lesson, right, we will realize actually there's a lot of method to say.
Yeah.
And the better you say, right, the more students we include. Yeah, we have students who are unmotivated, with students with special needs, the students with learning difficulty. Like for example, when you talk about inclusive PE, right, it's really not about modifying the task, and that's about it. If the student is unmotivated, the student is unmotivated.
Yes, correct.
You can be on a wheelchair, I can modify all I want, spend the whole day modifying the task for you.
Yeah.
But the student on the wheelchair is super unmotivated. He just don't think that he can be as good as other people. No use one. How the teacher motivate, how the teacher explain to the student on the wheelchair makes a big difference. And yeah, so
And how the teacher finds out what is meaningful to the student. That open conversation.